Hey, welcome to Vance Tried It. Today we're going to be making a Christmas candy called Samoa Truffles. Now these are based on the second favorite Girl Scout cookie of all time. That's right, Samoa's. And we're going to start off right here with this pan. We're going to turn the pan on to low heat. And we're going to take 7 ounces of coconut flakes. And handily enough, these bags of sweetened coconut flakes come in 7 ounces. So we're going to put all 7 ounces right here in our skillet. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be toasting these coconut flakes. Now, a couple reasons we're going to do this. One, when we put these in the skillet and start heating them up, it's really going to release the oils inside this coconut. It's really going to enhance the flavor. Second, when we toast it, it's going to change the texture of the coconut, and that's something we want also in this candy. So I'm going to go ahead and toast this up, and the main thing is we want to put it on low because we don't want to burn the coconut. We just want to get it nice and toasty. So we're going to put it in a low to medium low skillet, and we're just going to keep stirring it every minute or so and let that get toasted up. And while we are toasting our coconut flakes, we're going to come right over here. And I have my Ninja food processor, and I have an 11-ounce package of vanilla wafers. So I'm going to put these right in here. I'm just going to put about half of them in there. We'll do a half a bag at a time. And we're just going to get these down into some really small pieces like sand. And so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do all this, and I'll just play some music in the background while I'm doing this. Maybe even speed up the shot a little bit so that you don't have to watch the entire time. So while I'm doing that, y'all enjoy. And hey, this might be a great time to go down in the description area. And one thing you're going to see down there is you're going to see some Amazon links down there. Now, those are Amazon affiliate links, and those are products that I recommend to you. Some of them are the ones I use. Some of them are the ones that when I upgrade stuff, that's what I plan on upgrading to. So, in full disclosure, if you click on that link, and you buy something, I get a small kickback from that. So if you want to support this channel, that's a great way to do it. But if you don't order from Amazon, or you just don't want to support me financially, hey, you can support me non-financially by subscribing to this channel, commenting to this video, and liking the video. And don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. And so those are some great ways that you can help me be encouraged to keep putting out some of this videos. So with that being said, I'm going to stop talking and start some music rolling. Okay, so we are done toasting our coconut, and as you can see, it's not completely brown. That's not what we're going for. We're going for this nice, even consistency of about equal parts brown as white. And so that's where we are. If you keep going and you try to get everything brown, what's going to happen is you're going to end up burning some of it, and that's not going to be the flavor you really desire in your truffles. So let's go ahead and just put this right in here with our vanilla wafers. Just like that. Okay. So, we have 11 ounces of finely processed vanilla wafers. We have 7 ounces of toasted coconut. And we're going to add to that, let's get this out of the way. We have 1 can of sweetened condensed milk right here. Let's grab us a spoonula or a spatula spoon. And we're just going to get this all up in here. Get as much of this out of here as we can. And have some on the lid. Let's get some of that off of there. And then I have 1 can of dulce leche. I guess it's pretty how you pronounce it. Anyway, that's how I pronounce it. So if someone else has a better way of pronouncing it, you can certainly let me know that. But this is kind of like a Mexican caramel sauce. And we're going to add this in this mixture. Once again, just make sure we get all the goodness out of there. Let's just see if we can't get some of that scraped off like that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to mix this up really well. And just like this. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. Just make sure you're kind of folding over the dry ingredients and squishing it down in there together. If you wanted to, you could use your hands for this. In fact, I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Let me grab some gloves and get my hands down in there. And you don't have to use rubber gloves when you're doing this. I like to do that because it keeps any of that stuff from kind of getting down in my fingernails. That's what I don't like. And so let's just go ahead and get that cleaned off. And now we're just going to use our hands here and get this all mixed up together. And make sure we get all the stuff off of the bottom here. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. So that is all mixed together really well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this baking sheet over here. Let's see if I can do this without taking my gloves off. There we go. And I just lined this with some wax paper. Now we're just going to start taking about a tablespoon at a time. We're just going to make some little balls here. No need to make them super big. I mean, you can make them whatever size you want. In fact, you can use a cookie scoop if you'd like. And that way they would be super consistent in size-wise. But I think we can do pretty well getting them about the same size. Okay, so I have all of these formed up into balls. And as you saw, some of those I thought were just a little bit too big, so I went ahead and took some of them off, made them a little bit smaller. And like I said earlier, they're not all exactly the same size, and that's okay. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to put these in the freezer for about half an hour. Let them really set up before we move on to our next step. I'll see you in about half an hour. Okay, so our truffles are just about ready, and we're going to start melting our chocolate candy coating. It's like almond bark, chocolate almond bark. And we're going to be just putting it in the microwave 30 seconds at a time so that we don't burn it, because that would be a not good thing. Okay, so basically just every 30 seconds you're going to pull it out, you're going to stir it until it is all nice and melted. There's no lumps in there anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and get that finished up and get our truffles ready to dip in chocolate. So I will get back to you in just a few minutes. Okay, so that took about 2.5 minutes. And so we are ready to start dipping these. So I went ahead and put a clean parchment paper out here and just move these off to the side. And then we're going to start just dumping those in here. Not dumping them, but putting them in there and just coating the bottom. Just like that. And we're just going to put them down on this nice clean parchment paper. And just really want to make sure, that one slipped out my hand. Good gracious, here we go. Oh, yeah, that one's got a lot on it. Well, that's the way it happens sometimes. And you do want to go fairly quickly here so your chocolate doesn't start to harden up on you. And that means you're probably going to get a little bit of this on your fingertips. That's all right. Isn't going to hurt anything. Okay, so we got that part done, but we are not done yet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this little spoon here. We're just going to dip some chocolate just like this, and we're going to just put a little topping across the top of these. We're just kind of wanting to make some squiggly lines here. Like I always say, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just trying to give it some texture here. And you could use a piping bag for this if you wanted to. You could use, you could even use like a Ziploc bag or a sandwich bag and cut a hole in it, in the tip of it, and turn it into a piping bag. Or you can just use a little spoon here. Just dribble, 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 dribble. Just like that. Easy, cheesy, pleasy. And there we go, just like that. And these, the great thing about a candy coating chocolate is it sets up really fast. In fact, I think we're going to see that this is really already pretty much set up. So, with that being said, let's give it a try. See how our Samoas are tasting. With these Samoas, I mean, this is a nice little treat. If you're a fan of coconut and caramel and chocolate, this is a great little candy. Not super difficult to make. Pretty quick. You don't have to bake it. And it's just like that. You have these nice candies. And like I said, you could put designs on there. You could get a piping bag and make the lines even straighter if you wanted to. But I think there's some charm in having them look more rustically homemade. So I kind of like it just this way. But however it is, look, I tried it. You should too.